Join me as I dive into the heated conversation between Pastor Tony Evans and his wife over some surprising allegations. Pastor Tony Evans is a well-known American pastor, author, and speaker, serving as the senior pastor of Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship in Dallas, Texas. Recently, some allegations have been made against him, causing quite a stir in the Christian community and beyond. These allegations are serious and have led to a lot of discussion and debate. The allegations against Pastor Evans are varied and disturbing. Some have accused him of being involved in certain behaviors that are considered unacceptable for a religious leader. These claims have been made by multiple individuals, and they paint a picture of a man who may not be living up to the standards expected of him. The allegations have been circulating online, with many people expressing their shock and disappointment. Showed courage. It was rare, almost unheard of for someone in his position to act with such transparency. Yet, the lack of details kept the story alive in everyone's mind, sparking endless conversations. As the weeks passed, attention also returned to his family and marriage. His children were reportedly supportive, standing by their father during a challenging time. Carla, his new wife, continued her ministry work quietly, helping widows, children, and women in the community. People noticed how she balanced compassion and patience, often described as a calming presence for Dr. Evans. This is where it gets interesting. While the public focused on scandal and rumors, behind the scenes, a story of care, love, and stability unfolded. What makes this story different? Even after such a serious announcement, Dr. Evans had not retreated from faith or leadership completely. He had only changed the way he expressed it. Instead of preaching from the pulpit every week, he focused on personal restoration and family support. The church continued its mission, but with him as a guiding figure in spirit rather than in public action. The mystery around the past sin grew wilder with every retelling. Some guessed it was related to his ministry decisions. Others imagined it was something private that would never be revealed. The craziest part was that nobody could tell which guess was closer to the truth. The story became a puzzle, a mix of fact, faith, and imagination. Destiny took an unexpected turn again. A man who had once been seen as untouchable in his spiritual authority now became human in the eyes of millions. His struggle reminded everyone that even leaders must face consequences, reflect, and heal. Yet even in retreat, he held power. Every word he spoke, every action he took quietly was noticed, studied, and shared. By this time, the community realized that the resignation was not the end of the story. It was only the beginning. Questions remained unanswered. Speculations multiplied. And for those watching, the tension, the mystery, and the curiosity kept building with no sign of stopping. People waited, wondering what the next chapter would reveal. Time passed, but the story did not lose its grip on people. You won't believe how closely every update about Dr. Tony Evans was followed. Even small statements, prayers, or social media posts sparked debates and curiosity. His followers wanted reassurance. Critics wanted answers, and everyone else just wanted to understand the truth behind the mysterious past sin. Let me tell you, during this time Dr. Evans focused entirely on his personal healing. He spent hours in prayer reflection and quiet conversations with the church elders. He did not speak publicly about the details, but he shared his journey of restoration with his family and close supporters. This choice surprised many. Most expected public explanations or defenses, but he chose humility over defense. This is how people began to see a different side of the story. Beyond the shock and rumors, there was a narrative of redemption. Dr. Evans, the pastor who once guided thousands from the pulpit, was now learning from his own mistakes. Even his congregation noticed a change. His words became more personal, more sincere, and more focused on faith rather than authority. But here's the shocking part. Despite stepping back, his influence remained. Church members said that his prayers, his letters, and his quiet guidance continued to shape the church. The ministry he built decades ago still thrived, proving that leadership is not always about being in front of people. Sometimes it is about integrity, accountability, and example. And that lesson, though hard, became part of his enduring legacy. Meanwhile, Carla, his new wife, stayed by his side, supporting both his family and the ministry. Her work with widows, children, and women continued to inspire many. She showed that even in a time of personal struggle, compassion and service could shine. This is where it gets interesting. Together, they represented not just faith, but also resilience, partnership, and a quiet strength that no scandal could take away. What makes this story different? It was the combination of mystery, confession, and continued influence. Dr. Evans had done something rare. He admitted imperfection, accepted accountability, and chose restoration over reputation. People had never seen a spiritual leader handle a crisis with such calm honesty. It was unusual, unsettling, and yet somehow inspiring at the same time. The craziest part was that even after the resignation and speculation, the community largely rallied behind him. Some may have doubted, some questioned, but many stood firm. proving that trust built over decades could survive even the heaviest storm. Dr. Evans' story reminded everyone that leadership, faith, and personal growth were not about perfection, but about courage to face one's own shortcomings. Destiny took an unexpected turn indeed. A man who had once seemed untouchable faced a private trial and by doing so left a message that reached far beyond his church. It was a lesson in humility, resilience, and the power of silent influence. His resignation was not the end. It was a new chapter, one that emphasized redemption, faith, and the quiet strength to rebuild. In the end, the story of Dr. Tony Evans did not just shock people. It left them thinking. It was a story of mystery, personal accountability, family, and faith. It was a reminder that even those who guide millions can falter, yet still teach the most powerful lessons through honesty, reflection, and courage. And for everyone watching, the suspense, the speculation, and the lessons continued to linger long after the news broke. Specific details about the allegations are still emerging, but it's clear that they have caused significant concern among Pastor Evans' followers and the wider Christian community. Many are questioning how these allegations could be true, given Pastor Evans' reputation as a respected and influential pastor. The situation is complex, and there are likely many factors at play. The impact of these allegations cannot be overstated. If true, they could damage Pastor Evans' reputation and credibility, as well as the reputation of his church and the broader Christian community. The background of these allegations is complicated. Over the years, Pastor Evans has built a reputation as a conservative and traditional pastor, but some have started to question his actions and statements. Recently, some events have led to increased scrutiny of his behavior, and it seems that these allegations have been the result of a long brewing storm. Reactions from the community have been mixed, with some defending Pastor Evans and others expressing disappointment and concern. As the allegations gained traction, Pastor Evans reportedly had a confrontation with his wife, where he addressed the claims directly. This conversation is said to have been intense and emotional, with both parties expressing their feelings and concerns. The stakes are high in this situation, with Pastor Evans' reputation and marriage on the line. His wife's response to the allegations and the confrontation is not publicly known, but it's clear that this is a difficult and trying time for both of them. In the midst of this turmoil, it's hard to predict what the future holds for Pastor Evans and his ministry. What is clear, however, is that this situation has significant implications for his life and ministry. So, what do you think about this situation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in learning more about Pastor Evans or similar topics, check out another video where we discuss some of the controversies surrounding him. Thanks for the watching and subscribe.